On the 22nd of November, 2006, I was involved in a motorcycle accident where a car went through the roundabout at the exact moment I was crossing it, and then he crashed into me. I was thrown 14 meters away. When I fell into some bushes, I fell face down on the ground, and as I passed out, my legs twisted in a way that I ended up fracturing 2 vertebrae of my spine. Straight away I noticed that I could not move my legs, could not move my body, and was vomiting blood. My family did not have any hopes about me, and the doctor even said to them that they needed to sign a document authorizing the hospital to move me to another town with better medical resources, and they would be responsible in case I did not survive. I was in the hospital for 1 month and 20 days, including 5 days in the ICU. During these 5 days at the ICU, I developed a massive wound on my back from being in the same position for too long. This wound caused a very big infection. If they took me to have the spine surgery, I could die at the surgery table. So, the doctor refused to do the surgery. I was discharged from the hospital and went home. I was confined to a bed inside a room for 10 months. At this time, I cried so much. I cried during the night while asking God why such a thing had happened to me. If there are so many bad people in this world, why did that have to happen to me? There were moments where I thought, God does not exist because He allowed this to happen to me. First, there was the matter of not accepting the wheelchair. I had the freedom to walk around with the wheelchair, but I did not accept myself. I did not accept myself. For 3 years, I chose to stay inside the house. I no longer wanted to live. As an invalid, I suffered from depression, and only I and God understood the hole I was immersed in. I was finished, destroyed because I knew that I had fractured my spine and I would never walk again.
Did you consider yourself as being wronged by life?
I thought I had been treated unjustly. I had been unjustly treated because I thought I do not drink, I do not smoke, I do not fight with my mother, I do not beat my mother, I respect my parents, I am a good person, so why is this happening to me?
When the accident with Rivaldo happened, I was already in the church, and it was the worst day of my life. The only thing I had there to support me was God. It was a war. It was really a war. When I went to the church, the campaign of Israel was already underway. So I did not think twice. I entered it with everything. I went to the altar and talked to God up there. I said to God, "My God, it is all or nothing. My son is suffering."
Today, I am alive practically because of her sacrifice. One day I said, "My God, I want to change my life. I want to end this suffering. What should I do?" My mother always asked me to take her to church. And that touched me because her faith was so strong that she did not mind the distance. So that moved me to seek God, to seek this God my mother sought. Then I started going to church and started listening to the word. I have done a complete turnaround. I began seeking God, and I started understanding that everything that was happening was not God's fault. It was my fault. For a while, I even blamed the man in the other car, the one who ran the roundabout. Then the pastor said to me, "Vivaldo, if you want to be free from all this pain, all this anxiety, all this anguish, and the depression you are feeling, you need to have the Holy Spirit." That's when the campaign of Israel came at the end of the year. And I saw it as a chance, an opportunity to seek justice on God's altar. I sacrificed on the altar. I sacrificed in the campaign of Israel to receive God's Spirit, to receive the Holy Spirit. I gave my all to God, both financially and most importantly, spiritually. I placed myself on the altar as a sacrifice to God. I said, "My God, I don't want to live in this world any longer without your Spirit, because I know everything I went through out there. And after I came down from the altar, I was certain that God was with me. That's when I began my relentless pursuit of the Holy Spirit. I went to the altar, right to the edge of the altar, and I said, "Now, from here, either you give me your Spirit or you take my life once and for all." That's when I saw that I had received God's justice. That injustice I thought God had committed against me, He showed me. All of this was so I could bring you closer to me. And when I received the Holy Spirit, I realized that I no longer felt the need for my legs. Before I sacrificed to have the Holy Spirit, there was a time I sacrificed to walk again. But God said to me, "You don't need your legs. You just need this. You just need this here." That's when everything in my life changed. His Spirit came. Joy entered me. And I realized I didn't need anything else in this world. The Holy Spirit became my legs. I always say that I don't need to walk anymore, because now I fly, because I have the Spirit of God.
Então, me veio
Then came the next battle,
que era
which was my marriage. I was alone. So once again, I sought God's justice for my life. Over the years, God answered me. Once again, He did justice in my life. That's when I married Kareem. We are both assistants. Everything was done right. We dated, got engaged, and then married. I am an assistant. I work with the pastor in the meeting. I'm in the youth group, helping the youth as well. I push this wheelchair with my arms, and off I go. I go after the people. I go out to evangelize. I go out to do the work at the youth detention center. So, people's limitations are in their minds. Because I've always loved sports, I was introduced to jiu-jitsu. I even tried basketball for a while, for a whole month, but I didn't score a single basket, so I gave up. Then jiu-jitsu became a hobby, and I ended up becoming a world champion. After only 3 months of doing jiu-jitsu, I became South American champion. I had the opportunity to take part in 2 world championships. One in Greece, where I became world champion, and another in Abu Dhabi, where I placed 3rd in the professional category. One of the biggest struggles of my life made me a world champion. What I thought was a struggle. But when God is with you, there are no limits. God provides everything for you. I thought my difficulties were too great, but no, God is great.
So, Vivaldo, from a tiny town to the world now.
That's right, from a tiny town to the world.